From a very young age, I learned how to walk through difficulty quietly, unseen, emotionally unguided, searching for something I did not yet have words for. On the outside, my life looked complete. I grew up in a two-parent home. My daddy worked hard. We always had a roof over our heads, food on the table. Our material needs were met. There was no obvious lack. But beneath the surface, there was a deeper hunger, a hunger no one discerned, a void no one named, a need no one had language to fill. It wasn't the absence of things, it was the absence of understanding, of affirmation, of spiritual covering. Even then, heaven was watching. God was already shaping a vessel. Around the age of 6, I began to notice the imbalance. Correction found me quickly. Affirmation rarely did. I was seldom the favorite, seldom the chosen one, seldom the child spoken of with delight. My father, tired from long days of labor, was one of the few who truly saw me. His presence became refuge, brief but safe. But as the middle child, I struggled to belong. Even in play, I felt out of rhythm, included but not embraced, present but not chosen. I grew up feeling isolated, rejected, emotionally exiled, as though I had been marked different long before I understood what that word meant or what it would cost me. Each morning, my mother's words met me with sharpness. You're mean. You're not like the others. You're different. Those words didn't just sting, they settled. They planted seeds of doubt, seeds of confusion, seeds that slowly taught me to question my worth, my belonging, my identity. So I learned how to retreat inward, how to become quiet, how to build walls no one could see. I learned how to survive without emotional shelter. What I didn't know then, but understand now, is that God often hides his prophets in plain sight, concealed in families that lack the discernment to interpret who they are carrying. As I grew older, the weight inside me grew heavier. Anger rose where understanding had never been planted. Fear took root where protection had been absent. I remember the nights, frozen in my bed, unable to move, certain the floor would open and reveal a pool of snakes. That fear wasn't imagination, it was spiritual. It was the feeling of being uncovered, unprotected, exposed. It was the enemy's early attempt to suffocate a calling he sensed before I ever did. Comfort felt distant, support felt unreachable. And so I questioned everything. Why me? Why excluded? Why different? Why alone? But now, I see. Those moments were not random. Those wounds were not wasted. They were the early stirrings of discernment, the first whispers of prophetic sensitivity forming in secret. Every harsh word, every terrifying night, every silent cry was shaping something sacred, something heaven-ordained, something that could only be formed in shadows, where God trains his warriors, not in applause, but in endurance. Looking back, I understand this wasn't just hardship, it was preparation, it was resilience being forged, a mantle being chiseled, purpose pressing its weight upon me before I had language for calling. God was already at work, even before I knew his name, teaching me how to walk alone with him, how to hear what others could not hear, how to see what others refused to see, how to discern spirits, how to endure isolation without losing faith. Because the deepest pain often begins in the home, the first altar where identity is tested and calling is awakened. Though my journey began in fear and rejection, it was only the opening act of a far greater story. With every challenge, I gathered strength, unknowingly, for the road ahead, a path of growth, of healing, of transformation being birthed, a path that reveals how God takes the most wounded child and raises up a voice, a vessel, a watchman, a prophet. This is where it all began, and this is where the true journey of becoming begins.